Hey everyone, it's Jodi here. I had some sound issues on my last video, so I want to redo it. So if you were there last time, that's okay. You got this info. And if you're new or you're watching the replay, hopefully the sound is better on this one. So we're going to be talking today about helping clients release negative emotions. That's kind of really what our whole job is. As therapists or as coaches, practitioners, nurses, doctors, our issues are in our tissues. So it's like healing physically, healing mentally, healing emotionally. It's all of it. Healing spiritually really helps. Like the negative emotions kind of affect all of the bodies. And so we want to, as practitioners, as healers, or as healing practitioners, we want to ease emotions because the emotions regulate the rest of it. And the emotions come from the negative impact on the rest of the bodies. And so if we know how to release negative emotions or any kind of constriction in the body, relaxation and then constriction. So anytime you feel afraid or upset or like if your foot hurts and you don't want your foot to hurt, there's like we often have this kind of belief behind it, like wanting to get rid of it and wanting to get rid of it, and it contracts us. We have a contraction from that. So one of the things, so you could use this for yourself, you could use this for your clients, but one of the things that helps release negative emotions is having permission. And the more I've been really thinking about this and really getting into the insides of human thought and behavior and emotions in my career, I realized that implicit permission, not permission. We need real explicit permission for what we want to do. We want to ask directly. We want to know for sure. So if you're like, of course I give myself permission to release negative emotions, you may actually not be giving yourself permission to release those negative emotions, because parts of you might think that you need them for something, and parts of you are so concerned about getting rid of them that you're attaching yourself to them. Maybe so much fear about what's on the other side if you do release them. These emotions are so often caught up with sense of worth. So we feel like that will be attacked if we release these, or it wouldn't matter that something bad happened. So we worry about it being invalidating to release negative emotions. And really, if you're trying to help people release negative emotions, think about permission. Think about helping them find a place where they have permission to feel the feeling. So much of our suffering is us running away from feeling. So that is all negative emotion, is all the suffering involved in the wanting to be different than you are, the desperation to be different than you are, the not knowing how to make sense of something, and the negative judgment that you have on yourself on account of having that. And so there's so much invalidation of ourselves that we're doing in the process that's attaching us and increasing our negative emotions. So if you're trying to help somebody release their negative emotions without letting it come over and bother you, because if they're desperate to get rid of something, as a practitioner, as a therapist, coach, parent, educator, someone who cares about this other person, you feel a bit of responsibility, and that responsibility puts you in attachment. And so what you're doing is you're in attachment. So it's like you're not giving them permission to have their emotions. And so you're attaching to them too. This happens. And you're probably like, what is she talking about? And if you're an empath and you help other people, you might realize that when other people are suffering, you feel that suffering intensely when you are with people who experience it. And I know a lot of therapists, I'm in a lot of therapy groups on Facebook, and a lot of them are really struggling because people are struggling. And so the more people are struggling out there, the more maybe they're struggling because they're taking on a lot of it. And so what I'm going to be teaching in this class next Sunday And next Sunday, I'm teaching this class for empaths. It's like how to take that intense how to take the intense clairsentience, like the feeling, how we feel everything. We're empaths and we're highly sensitive people. And so how we feel all of that, and sometimes it pushes us down and makes us less available to help people, because in order to protect ourselves, we have to pull back. And sometimes people have to leave the profession even because they just don't want to deal with that feeling so much. And so it led us to this profession. This is why we're here. This is why we want to help other people. However you are helping people, whatever your profession is, or if it's just your family, we are led to do this work because we're empaths, because we're sensitive. And then if we don't know what to do about it, and how to use it actually to help people more, it ends up making us really pull back from life. So maybe you could show up for your therapist, but like, what about the rest of your life? Or for your therapy clients, but what about the rest of your life? It's blowing up over here, but you're able to be present with your clients. So learning how to be present with emotions, because once we start judging it, and once we start to listen to how this sounds, I need to fix this. Okay, sometimes we're like really grounded. We're like, okay, I'm here, ready to figure this out and process this and release this. That's totally different than I need to fix this or I don't want this, right? There's a totally different energy to that. And that energy goes right into your core beliefs that I can't handle this, I can't do this, and it increases your stress hormones. When your stress hormones go up, your mind starts to really ask some questions because it thinks that it needs to save your life by fixing this. So it's going to analyze it all, look at all, who's to blame, try to figure it out, unpack it up, and it keeps you there. It actually really exponentially increases the suffering when we say, I don't want this, or when you try really hard to get rid of something, it's like attaching you to it. But when we have permission to actually feel it or to allow it, or be present with it. People are really scared of this because like, I don't want to be present with it. It's awful. Actually, it's so much easier than what you're doing. I tell my clients, so much easier than what you're doing. If you're like, if people are angry and they're like, I don't want to feel this anger anymore. I just don't want it. I just don't want to be angry anymore. And I'm like, well, you have to allow it. Like, it has to be okay. Because when you're judging, there's so much judgment in how they're saying that. And when you're judging, you're attaching. And so we want to teach people and ourselves too. So if we're able to be present with someone who's suffering, and it's like allowed instead of us doing that, like we're kind of desperate to fix or protect or whatever, like we're not allowing that presence, that feeling. And it's going to bowl us over, and it's going to continue for our clients too. So that's why I'm teaching this class next Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm teaching a class on how to take all of those feelings that you feel and all of those hopes and desires for your client. And instead of having that overwhelm you or burn you out, how to take it into claircognizance, like clear knowing, like intuition, usable intuition that you could use to help them heal actually with that. And you feel happier and they feel happier. It's like a win-win situation. So that's what I'm going to be teaching in this class on Sunday. There is a small fee for the class, but there's a discount up until Thursday, I think. And then after Thursday, the price goes up $10. So if you want to get it for $29, then you could get that class now, jodiman.com/empath. And it's right on Facebook for you. So you could, I'm going to put it here. I'm going to put a link here too in the comments. Okay. So I hope that's helpful. There's some beliefs that people have which attaches them to feelings. And I do have a video, an old video. I'm going to post it on my Facebook group, and I'll put it in my story in YouTube so you can find it. But it's like 4 reasons why people don't heal. And I talk about that sense of worth thing, how that attaches. And we're afraid to get rid of negative emotions because we think that was okay that something happened. And then we think if we get rid of it, then it's invalidating to us. And it's not. It actually keeps us suffering. And so this is something you really want to understand about your clients so you can help them know how to get rid of them. And if you're a therapist, counselor, coach, I have tons of trainings coming out. I'm going to be doing a class like this. Some are going to be CEU credits. Some are going to be just for you. Once or twice a week on Facebook. So start following me and let's really up level your practice, up level your business, up level your bandwidth and your ability to help people, because there's so many people that are suffering in this way and we just want to get them better. We just want to be able to get them better and do better and know better and understand how to help them better. So I'm here for you, and make a business that's easier to do while all in the process. So I'm going to be talking about all of that stuff coming up soon. So yeah, can I just answer this question here? Thank you, Jodi. This will also be in your class on Sunday. How long is the class? I think I didn't put an ending to the class. It starts at 7. And I didn't put an ending because I thought it'd take about an hour, but I'm Italian and I kind of talk, so it might go a little bit over 7 p.m. So if I go a little over, you will, and you have to get off, you will have the recording. So if you buy the class, you have the recording so you can have it. This will be in my class, but I'm going to go way deeper, way deeper into this content of how to help, how to transmute clairsentience feeling into claircognizance. And if you are a therapist, a coach, or any kind of healing practitioner, like, you need this class to be able to continue and sustain yourself to do what you want to do. And so I hope, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm in New York, so everything's Eastern, but I put an E on everything so everybody knows what time zone I am in. All right, well, thanks everyone. I hope to see you next Monday. So next Monday, I will see you and we'll talk about something good. If you have any suggestions about what you want me to talk about on Mondays, then please put it in the comments and I'll be sure to incorporate that in. I always love that feedback. All right, so I will talk to you soon. Lots of blessings, lots of happiness sending your way, lots of compassion, lots of love for whatever you're going through this week. And I will see you next week. But until then, be present and let that you want to be shine through. Now I have to look, my eyes have to look at to stop the broadcast.